Hi guys. Before I let you hear this piece, I just wanted to comment a little bit on it about how I feel and what it means to me. Um, it's a very popular piece. It's called Childhood and it's by Michael Jackson. It was from the movie Free Willy and I think everyone knows it at this point. But when my 2-year-old cousin Noah died, they asked me to play something on the piano for his funeral. And I was a bit nervous because even though I was studying music in college and I had been playing piano for several years, there's a very fine line between, playing a piece for your professor or for an adjudication and then playing a piece for a more sentimental event like a funeral. Because when you're playing at a funeral, the goal is to evoke emotion from the audience. And you want them to be listening, but you want them to primarily be thinking about that person who's up there in the casket, the person who died. And you don't want to hit a wrong note or sound bad, because then you're going to distract from that, and that just takes away from the whole goal of having music at a funeral. Because music is supposed to aid in setting the mood. It's not supposed to distract from the mood. So naturally, I was a little bit nervous, but the difference about playing this piece from what I played in college is that I really actually enjoyed playing Childhood by Michael Jackson, rather than, the things I worked on in college were very technical and difficult, and they were beautiful pieces, but they were very stressful to play because I was always constantly thinking about the timing and hitting the right notes and keeping the tempo steady and making sure that, my professor wasn't hearing any major mistakes. But this time I could actually take a piece that I enjoyed playing and be able to, put emotion into it and play it for a very somber event, but a very special event. And so that meant a lot to me. And when I was playing it at the funeral, I was a little bit nervous, but when you have a casket sitting next to you with a person inside, it kind of changes your whole perception of performance, and you stop thinking about, your technical errors, and you start playing from your heart and putting emotion into it. And for me, being a dancer, I'm a musician and a dancer, but dance comes a lot more naturally to me than music does. And this was kind of the first time that I was able to play music while putting emotion into it. Like I always do that with dance because I'm passionate about dance. Music, I have to work a little bit harder at, even though I love it. I don't love it as much as I love dance. And so being able to feel real emotion finally when I'm playing piano was very surreal for me, because finally I wasn't worrying about hitting the wrong notes, and I was actually playing with passion. I was actually performing my art and not just doing it as a skill. And I just wanted to share that because it means a lot for me to be able to share music on that level with other people. And even though the audience, no one in the audience was really, big on music, none of them really knew, if I made a mistake or not, but I really felt a connection with them because it's probably the first time I've ever shed tears when I was playing piano. Usually I'm way too focused to think about other things when I'm playing, but this time, somehow I was able to play the song correctly and pretty well, but still be able to think about the reason I was there and who I was playing for. And I was just very taken aback by that. So anyway, when it all comes down to it, after I got off of my Disney Live tour, I was taking a week break at home before I went back, and I decided to step back up to my piano, which I hadn't played in a really long time. because I'm in the process of transferring schools. I'm in the process of changing from a music major to a dance major, and I hadn't played the piano in several months, I realized. And I think when I studied music in college, so it got so stressful to the point where I would, walk downstairs and look at my piano and almost scowl at it, just because I was so mentally exhausted from practicing and trying to perfect these, technical pieces. So I think it was good for me to step away from my piano for a little bit and then come back and not play something that I'm working on for school, but play something that I actually want to play. And even though the difficulty is a little bit below my level, it's still a beautiful song. And when I played it again, first time I played it since the funeral, which was last year, I finally realized that when you take away the technique of music, you take away the analyzing of the chords and the recognition of cadences and the time signature, the key signature, all of that stuff that is important, no doubt. But when you take it away and you just have the art of music, that's when you can actually truly enjoy it and be passionate about it. And that's when you start playing from your heart. And I think maybe if I had played more pieces in college that I felt passionate about, then I think it would have come a lot easier to me. And maybe I wouldn't have gotten so stressed out all the time and frustrated. But, whether I'm studying dance or music in college, music will always have a special spot in my heart. It's right up there with dance. So, in conclusion, whether you're a dancer or a musician, if you are dancing a piece or playing a piece, don't just do it, just perform it and leave an emotional impact on your audience and make them feel how you feel when you're performing that piece. And I think you'll be a lot happier with yourself when you're finished. In memory of my cousin Noah Sanford. Thank you.